Well, hi friends. Today's video is about ascension. The galaxy is tuned to form DNA. And I thought we were doing it in our bodies, but God's Spirit came down and then started updating us. We have a soul. Our soul's corruptible. God would not come down into our soul. It is separate. It is our spirit from God that is updating DNA. So let's read this. In the optimal planetary system, where there are no major cataclysms or interruptions, there is a specific distance from the sun where the tiniest spiraling waves will gather a planet's natural materials together to form the DNA molecules of life. The DNA is the wave, and the wave is a DNA. That DNA is formed in the process of planetary evolution. May sound ridiculous, but it can effectively be proven by something known as the DNA phantom effect. Dr. Vladimir Papanin put DNA in a tube and shone a laser through it, and to his surprise, he realized that it actually captured the light and caused it to spiral through the helix as if it were a crystal. Wow! Get it? Even more amazingly, when the doctor removed the DNA, the light continued spiraling on its own. So the light has consciousness. The darkness, which our planet's in right now, has no consciousness. We've been living without consciousness. That is terrible. For light to form a DNA helix of its own, it should, of course, be impossible, unless the light itself had become harmonically tuned. You mean like music that everyone says is nasty and evil? Very uninformed people. Unless the light itself had become harmonically tuned to some naturally existing frequency in the energy of space around it. To me, this says that the spiraling light energy of DNA was there first. It was here before anything, the planets, anything. That's God. And the physical molecules simply formed around the spiraling energy once a planet was at the proper frequency position. The galaxy is tuned to form human DNA in a planetary system wherever it gets the chance. And Darwin's theories are disproven. We are moving up energetically. Microbiology experts tell us that 97% of our DNA is apparently unused. But I have been told that more and more of the chain is unzipping for those who are able to handle the new fourth density energy structure. Most people are so afraid because the government puts them in a fear position. You know, my daughter's so afraid that she inoculated my grandson again the other day, right before the mandates ended. 24 hours before, and he's sick at home. How can his DNA grow when they're putting man-made drugs in there to kill the DNA spiral? Understand what they're doing now? How come there's a plague every 100 years? How come it was thousands of years ago? These things are in jars on a shelf. They're not made by God. Only our DNA is God. That's it. Let's keep going. These people may not physically look any different, except perhaps more attractive in subtle ways. But internally, they will develop greater depths of emotion, perception, intuition, and sensitivity. That's why we get so angry about people not waking up, because we're sensitive to our brother. We want everybody to have a good life, not have any fear or lack. Some of your younger people will actually develop telekinesis or the ability to see dead people. That'd be cool. Many others often find that their bodies will no longer tolerate foods or lower vibration, and they are impelled to eat diets high in fresh organic fruits and vegetables. So as you drift further away from your parent star, your planet enters into different vibrational energies and will support life in higher densities. As Ra explains, there is an octave of 8 major densities. This is the same as if you played the white keys in the piano, the diatonic scale. The octave can also be broken down into a system of 13, which can be seen by playing the chromatic scale of white and black keys together. Oh, that's interesting. So there's 13 families that rule our world and call themselves a government. And they come to us as human form, but their real form is a black and white clown. It says so right in the Bible. Mottled horse. Interesting. There are many densities within densities. Each of these vibratory frequencies corresponds to a specific plane of existence and or a specific level of consciousness. Another teaching of Ra is that all people have higher selves, a 6th density future incarnative self that is guiding their life and guiding their physical incarnation from the future. It's happening to me. I can prove it. The higher self basically says, look, I know that you're going to evolve to become me. We're saving ourselves. You are who you're waiting for. I'm looking back into my past at myself, but I also know that you have free will. I don't necessarily know all the choices that you will make on a day-to-day basis to eventually get to be me, where I am now. So I'm going to help you get to this point. I'm going to show you how to get to where I am, knowing that it's myself that's evolving. That is what dreams are. So I could be doing this all day, but the last one I want to read is this one. The Science of Ascension, the keystone to all of this that we're talking about, to everything I mentioned so far, is the idea that evolution must come on a mass scale. Evolution or ascension is not simply restricted to an idea like the Christians saying there is going to be this rapture where Jesus comes back and ushers in 1,000 years of peace. It's a cosmic event and has been prophesied in almost every major religions and spiritual tradition that has existed on the face of the earth. In my new career as research director for the Time of Global Shift Tour, I provide references to back up these assertions. Let's talk about some of these now. We'll start with Dr. Anthony Dmitriev from the Russian National Academy of Sciences. You know, the Russians are the only ones that care about this. Our government doesn't, because they're beasts. Dmitriev did work with tornadoes, showing that in the presence of a tornado, there are very high electromagnetic fields, visible light, and ball lightning. And there are all sorts of cases where the tornadoes cause the physical objects to fuse into each other, where matter actually becomes able to permeate other matter. Dmitriev cites cases where 2 burnt and charred wooden boards were fused together by a tornado, even though they would crumble at the slightest touch. There were pebbles that had gone through glass without breaking the glass. Wow. Pieces of straw that went through a window and got stuck in the window without breaking it. All this weird stuff is happening that shows that matter is able to disappear or become permeable to other matter in the presence of a strong enough field. Then we look at the Bermuda Triangle. In a triangular area off the coast of Florida between Puerto Rico, Miami, and Bermuda, there have been planes lost as well as ships. It hasn't really been active since the 70s, but certainly it was before then. And we're not just talking about marine vessels that disappear. And you can say, okay, well, it sank. We're talking about airplanes and on the radar and have radio contact, and suddenly they're just gone. In certain cases, there have been people who disappear and then reappear. There was a case in the late 60s where a National Airlines 727 passenger aircraft flying into Miami had lost all radar and radio control for 10 minutes. Of course, the air traffic controller was highly freaked out by this. 10 minutes went by and communication came back on. The air traffic controller asked them where they had been, and they didn't know. what he was talking about. They had no perception of anything having happened. And when they landed, it was discovered that every single timepiece in the entire aircraft, everybody's watch, every chronometer, you name it, had lost 10 minutes. It was as if they basically just winked out of existence for 10 minutes and came back. The more we investigate these vortex phenomena, the more we see that some strange things are happening. Another vortex phenomena involved a group of young hippies who are camped inside Stonehenge when the stones were struck by lightning. Interesting. Witnesses saw them all disappear, leaving only charred pegs of their tents. Oh, is that a portal? I believe that the higher energy vibration of the lightning activated the vortex that Stonehenge had been built to harness, which in turn caused this to happen. And I think that the creators of Stonehenge probably use these effects for travel through space and time. So apparently Stonehenge and the Bermuda Triangle are places where at certain times the amount of gravitational vibrational energy coming out of the earth exceeds that going into the earth. You could think of these areas as being akin to holes that have been popped into a plastic bag filled with water. For a certain amount of time, the water would flow out very quickly. And you can see that in those two locations, there is a history of incidents suggesting that matter has been transmuted in the presence of such an energy vortex. I have an energy vortex in my body. Every time I have a hot flash, the vortex spins all my pee out of me. Immediately. Can't get to the bathroom. I am a vortex. You are a vortex. We are born from a vortex, which controls our DNA. What are we leading to is this: the entire energy of the solar system is increasing, and that at some point it will reach a level where it will transmute all life on the planet. That is ascension and will be manifested. And so we are nuclear. I was going to look up pictures of that. There's not much pictures of it, the DNA of the galaxies. But it did remind me of something reading this. You know what it reminded me of? Let me show you. Oh, hold on. Lightning. Why it says Trump struck by lightning. Oh, those buttholes. See it? They're calling it a bad omen. It's not a bad omen. It's real. It's time travel. Oh, seems like they removed it. Ha 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 ha. Are you getting it? Trump travels through time. Watch this. I'll show you the video. It's happened a lot. It happened a lot when he was in office. A lot. So cool. Here, let's see if we can get the video. I love the video. And this video is too long. I am so sorry about how long this video is. I'm probably really boring because I don't placate and, you know, do all those things to get more viewers because I don't care. I care about my viewers, but I don't care about getting more viewers. I'm just a messenger, man. You don't like my message? Go away. You like my message? Watch my stuff. I'm strange and I don't care. 3 strikes from the Windy City. Lightning bolts hit Chicago's Willis Trump and Hancock Towers at the same time. Isn't that called a coincidence? Isn't it? When did this happen? I believe it was 2018. Scroll down for the video. Do you understand what's happening now? Where's the video? Oh, there it is. Play it. The longest part of the video is waiting for my computer to work because they don't like me watching things. Look, I have full internet, and how come I'm going so slow? They know who I am, and so do I. Come on. Come on! 3-minute video. Please? This is what the children go through. We are so sick of this. This is called, I'm frozen. Oh well, bye friends.